Let's pray. Father in heaven, you have been so good to us. We have been experiencing so many changes and have gained so much new understanding. Lord, as we have this time of testimonies, we ask that you will be with us. We want your name to be glorified. We want Jesus to be lifted up, and all praise and glory to go to you. So Lord, thank you for this time, and we look forward to see and to hear what you have been doing in each of our lives. Thank you, and we pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hello everyone. Hello. So we have come to an end of this seminar. So now it's a testimony time. So far, you all are sitting there and listening to the messages and different things. So now it's time for you all to come forward and share what you have experienced so far throughout this 1 week. So kindly share your name and physically what kind of changes you have gone through this seminar, and also physical spiritual changes. So if you can keep it short, it will be well and good. So only during this seminar, what kind of changes that you have gone through in your heart and in your bodies. So maybe we'll start from this side.
All right, I am Johan Zimik. I work here at the Northeast India Union as one of the departmental director, as a family ministries director. This seminar, I feel that it is too good, especially for my husband. Sometimes when I tell him, don't eat this is not good for you, you are eating too much, he won't listen. And I told him that I am so happy, I feel that this seminar is just for you, because had I attended it all alone, whatever I tell you, you will not listen, and it will not be so easy. But that since we are here together, I know you will follow what we have learned. And actually just before this seminar, he had gone to the market. He had gone to the pharmacy and he had bought so much medicine, BP medicine. He had bought for the whole month, so much. So my daughter was asking me, what are you going to do with all those medicines? I said, don't you worry. We have doctors here. We can donate it to them. Someone who needs it, maybe they'll make use of it. Don't worry about the money. We are going to save more money. This is what I said. And one of the things what I like most is, as a leader, my husband is here and both of us, we really have to set a good example for the field. Another thing that makes me happy is that all our union family, they are here, both husband and wife, I should say, majority. And it's really an advantage to come and to listen. And what I have decided from now on, I told my children, I am going to cook the way I have learned. I would put extra oil if you want to do by yourself, because two of them did not join the seminar. However, I will cook and I want you to eat. And of course, they are very health conscious also. So I'm sure it's going to be okay. And I'm sure that God will help us. It reminds me of that verse that says that whether you eat or drink, do it for the glory of God. We know that with our own strength, it may not be possible, but with God's help, we will make it. I'm going to Ahmedabad. I'll be there for 1 month to spend my time with my daughter and my grandson and my son-in-law. They are really putting on weight, but I said, when I am there during the whole month, I am going to show them how to cut down oil and all those things that I've been eating. They may not be able to follow exactly what we did, but I'm sure it will help them. So, I always miss the first day when I started the seminar. Sometimes my BP, I'm on the lower side. I feel a little shivering a little bit, but then I prayed, God, give me the strength I know I can do it with your help, not with my own power. And God did.
I have low BP because of cleanliness.
All right, so in fact, I was a little worried for my husband. I said, if you are going to stop completely, you might collapse, you know. And I used to tell him sometimes when he takes BP medicine, but then he still says, I've taken my medicine, but still my BP is, my head is still, going down. So I used to be really worried. I said, if you are sick, you are a big man. It'll be very difficult to take care of you. So I'm so happy that he is here. And he could listen, he had listened with his own ears. And I'm sure he is going to really be a different person. Maybe after 2-3 months, maybe he should send his picture to the Mika team and see the difference. Thank you so much.
All right, my name is Roding Liana. I'm working as a health director here in this union, plus Sabbath School and Personal Ministry. And also given me one, it's not a big department, it's a coordinator of prayer ministry. And when we begin our program, my health condition is like this. My weight is about 77. I need to lose about 6.5 kgs. And now I lost about 5 kgs. I need to reduce 1 more kgs. 1 more kg. I'm now becoming light. I can do it whatever I needed to do. My blood pressure was 150/90, and it was a little bit high, so I need to reduce my BP. And now last day 130/90, and it's come down. It's normal. I'm happy. And also my glucose level was 103 and 114 the second day. Mostly when I check in the hospital, it's crossing the border in the fasting. So I just want to control my glucose level, and it's become a level under level. I'm happy. Now I feel I'm okay in my weight, my BP, my sugar level, everything is normal because of this seminar. I think I'm the person who get the most. I'm happy. And we learned many things about the spiritual life. After I come here, I thirst about the spiritual life. Even though we receive sermons every Sabbath, and we attend prayer service, mid-prayer service, but I feel it is not like Mizoram. If it is like Mizoram, I have a chance to develop my spiritual life. But here it is different. And when we pray, we almost silently pray, and we come to prayer meeting, and sometimes we ask somebody to pray instead of praying. We ask somebody to pray, and we listen to the prayer. Actually, most of the time we listen to prayer. We never pray. That is the practice. But in Mizoram, we like to pray personally in a prayer meeting. So I feel I'm my spirit is dry. I long to go to Mizoram and attend the camp meeting. We used to conduct camp meeting. I also used to be a speaker, and I like to have that atmosphere again. But here I cannot have that situation. And at this moment in this sermon and the presentation, I learned a lot to uplift my spiritual life. I found through four new sermon based on Mrs. Joy. I'm happy, and I also need to modify my sermon. Even though I used to preach about those topics, but still I need to put some new thing. I found many new things from her sermons, like yesterday we heard about the City of Refuge. I also preached that sermon using that topics, City of Refuge. I also preach, but I learned something new, like as long as the priest is alive, they cannot go away. Somebody can kill if he stay away or go out from the city. Somebody can kill. That means we are not safe until the heavenly priestly ministry is closed. So everything he cooperate with this Christ ministry, everlasting gospel. So I like when he touched about marriage, she talk about flesh. She talk about flesh, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. You and I are a human being. He came down to here as a human being to be a bone of our bone, flesh of our flesh, so that we can be his bride. He cherished us so much, just like Adam looked Eve. When Adam looked Eve, he cherished so much, and he liked so much, and he's bone of my bone. And likewise, we also can be bone of my bone to Jesus Christ. So I found some sermon from this, and when we was in Spicer, when we studied about sin, one aspect of sin is object. Sins can be like object. You can move, you can transfer. So, mostly she talk about that sin can be transferable from you, from us. And from Jesus, it will be transferred to Azazel, the Satan's. So I found so many new things and a deep theology, even though it is simple to understand, easy to understand, but it has a deep meaning. So I learned many new things from her sermon. And when she explained about everlasting gospel together with this three angel message, I like all those presentations, interrelating each other, gospels and the three angels message. I also thinking about what is the relation with everlasting gospel with three angels message. I'm questioning Yeah, most of the time in the previous. Now she put more on everlasting gospel. So I learned and found so many things. I'm happy. Just want to thanks to all of the sermon that she presented.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Ayanda Noklau. I have joined in this belief only 2 years. Before I was in Presbyterian. I don't know anything about this teaching because in our religion they never teach what to eat, what to everything they don't teach. Even to read the Bible also, we never know. And then when I heard about this Mecca Hill, since the first day I saw this banner there in the church, I am very much excited to come here. But since I'm working in government office, then my boss said no. Actually, first of all, he have signed my leave, but afterwards said no, because from 25th November, auditors will come. Okay, with downhearted, I said okay, I will not go, but I want to. I will just take leave 1-2 days, and then on the day when I went, but on 28th, my editor did not come. Then when they didn't come, I told my boss, okay, from Monday I will not come. Though he has cancelled my leave, but I stand on that because I want to attend this Mickey Hill's mystery. I want to know because as I am full of disease, BP, diabetes, and then joint pains, and then this one like this and all. I used to take medicine, so many medicines. Sometimes I go to allopathy doctor, sometimes I go to homeopathic doctor, sometimes I go to Ayurvedic doctor. So many doctors also I have to attend. But when I heard this Mickey Hill mystery, I want to join. And then on Sunday I came here to register. On that day when I came to register also, I told them I will not come tomorrow. But I will join on, I'll see on any day. But they told me, no. They did not register me. They didn't register me because I told them I will not attend every day. I will come as when I was free, I will come. And then from here, Mrs. Joy said, no, you cannot do like that. If you want to come, you have to attend regularly. Okay, I sit there, and then I thought, since I want to attend here, why I will waste? I went inside again, and then I told them, okay, I'll come every day. And then they started to register me. The first time I got this no dinner, only fruits. That is the very troublesome for me. The first night I couldn't sleep. Of course I didn't eat the whole night. I slept, but my eyes are closed, but my mind is going here and there, roaming everywhere. Because why? We are used to eating. 3 times, 4 times a day we are eating. Myself, in morning time, 4 numbers chapati I eat. 11 o'clock I reach office. I take milk and atta or shao or mumu. 2 o'clock I take my tiffin. And then after coming home, 1 cup of tea. And after that, rice. That is my regular routine every day. And then when they told me no dinner, I'm very sad. I said, how can I manage the whole night? But from the second night onwards, up till day, I praise God that I could sleep without any disturbance. And then one thing, I never got up in my life. I never slept at 9 o'clock. I never got up at 5 o'clock. But now 4 o'clock I'm going from bed. Now 4 o'clock. Then I praise God that He allows me to feel all these things. He talks inside me, though I cannot express it, but inside me He talks. If God is not with me, I don't think I can get up at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock to even, I don't know what to say. But this is all by the grace of God. I thank Him. Because the spiritual teachings we are getting also, it is all new to me. We are, though in myself, though I am not using oil, turmeric, chini, salt, I never use something simple fruits of simple diet. This one, squash, boil fruits. And then my friends in office also say, "How could you eat like this?" I used to take office. I said, no, this is my diet. I have to take it. But from now on, I have decided that I will follow these principles. I will follow this. Because up till today, my sugar level is not going down. Yesterday is 146. Today it is 158 over 57. Weight also same since 54, 53, 54, 54, 54. BP also same 140, 90, 140, 90, except one day 130. Then that's why I have decided that I will follow whoever. Even my daughter also, I told her last night, look, I have to follow this diet. He said, you follow alone. How I will not take meat? Of course, for the time being, I couldn't explain to her because she doesn't believe. If God speaks to her, then I think she will believe. Only this much. Thank you.
I'm Lionel Lindor, and I have retired from the mission work, and I joined here to learn, and I'm really surprised to learn many things. And actually, I don't want to speak much because I can see many of you, if I speak long, then we will never finish till night, because every one of us have to speak and say something. So I'll just, one thing that I have learned from here is, of course, fasting. I have never learned about this fasting before. We used to say, let us fast and pray, but we don't know how to fast. And so most of the time I never fast because I don't know how to fast. I get too hungry, and then when we don't drink water, the whole day is so dry and so difficult even to concentrate. So that's the reason. But now I have learned, and the first day when I fasted, it was quite easy. It's not hard, but the second day was very hard, And whenever I see food anywhere, I'm really tempted to eat. But the first day, the second day, the third day was hard. Then after that, it is not so hard anymore. That is one thing I have learned. And of course, the healthy food that we should be eating. But as I listen to the lectures that Mrs. Choi has been given, the thing that impressed me most, of course, the food aside, and that is one thing that is important, but the most important thing is that Jesus in her, and meeting Jesus. This is one thing that I lack and I really need in my life. I realize that I know that I'm a sinner and I need to meet to have Jesus every day. Only then this thing about food and all will change, and it is easier to do that rather than to carry the third angel's message that we as Adventists, we all claim we are the bearers of the third angel's message. And so I think to myself, how, when Mrs. Choi was talking about that she could not love, I realized that is true with me and with many Adventists amongst us. We don't love people. And it is so hard to carry this message of the third angel's message to others who don't know, because we like only among us to entertain among us, to be good to Adventists, but then when it comes to outsiders who are non-Adventist, that is the hard part, because we don't love. So that is one thing that we, the bearers of the third angel's message, I feel in myself that we need to have the love of Jesus. I need to have that, to learn to love others and to accommodate them, because Ms. Choi has been starting from her home in a very small way, to bring people from outside who need help, and then to make them stay in her house, and then to help them. And she has sacrificed a lot, and then that is because she had Jesus in her to do that. And then, of course, her work expanded, and it has grown to a sanatorium. So this is one thing that has inspired me very much. And I believe that I must have Jesus in me every day to be able to influence and carry this third angel's message to others as well, which is the responsibility that God gave to each believer for the salvation of others, not only for ourselves. We may rejoice for our health, to change our diet, and that is important, but more important than that also is to carry this third angel's message to others, so that we can save souls. That's why we, as Seventh-day Adventists, we have a church, we have a mission, we have a union, we have a conference, we have all these organizations for the reason of preaching the Word of God. And if we cannot have that, we focus only on ourselves, just to how healthy we should be, and then we forget about the rest of the thing, then that is a failure. So we must have Jesus in us. That is the important thing. I think that to me that really is a challenge, and it has been a challenge to me ever since that I heard. Of course, I have been thinking about this many times, all the time before this also, but there are failures also, definitely. And therefore, that is my experience through this seminar. And I really would like to thank the Makers Heals team and ministry for their coming here to enlighten us and to bring this awareness that we can be changed through Jesus Christ. And so I wish you all God's blessings, all of you in this team. You are so blessed. Because of you, we have been also very greatly blessed. I personally have been greatly blessed. Thank you.
For the last 20 years, I've been suffering with headache problem, and then for the last 15 years, I've been suffering with weight problem. So with this, so I've been trying various means. Actually, this is my second time to attend such a kind of health seminar. Health program. But it was when I was in Hosur. I had attended this Dr. Shashi's health program. But in that health program, he just introduced us the diet. So I tried for some time, but I could not succeed because it was very difficult, and maybe I was not so convinced. But and I told you, because of my weight problem also, I started having problems with my health, And actually, for the last 1 month, I had headache constantly for 1 month. And when I went for blood test and all, everything was in borderline, cholesterol and triglyceride and all like that. And so I had gone for medication, first with allopathic and then with homeopathic. It was helping, but when I stopped the medicine, it was again coming. And then, of course, gas problem also. And when I heard about this Maker Heals, I thought, let me attend. Perhaps this will help me. Because I had heard about some of my friends who had attended in North India, and they said that through the lifestyle changes that they, principles that they applied from this Maker Heals, they were able to get better health. And so, when it was time to fast, it was very difficult for me because I had never fasted. I was in 5 days fruit fast, but with Sunday it became like almost 6 because my last meal was on Sunday at 10 a.m. And my husband and myself, we struggled with the second day and third day. We had to go to bed earlier because we were feeling hungry. But I found that through this fruit fast that I had, there were some changes in my body. I did not have any more headache. And one thing I forgot to tell was that I had insomnia problem also since I was the age of 40. But now I felt that I could sleep better. And then I had some joint pain. Day by day it started decreasing. And now I think only one side slightly, 3 places. And on my left side now, only slight pain. But those joint pains also started to reduce. And they told me to stop all medication, so I had stopped. And then now I'm without medication, but with this fasting and this new lifestyle that they have, principle that they have taught, I felt that I was much relieved in my body. And so I felt that myself personally, I felt that this Maker Heals came for me at the right time, because this was a time I needed to make to follow these principles in my life so that I will get better health and so that I can take better care of my family, my husband, my son. When I told our son, Lung Lung, who is still at home with us, Stephen, I told him, son, from now on, to get better health for our family, we are going to follow this diet. So he told me, Mommy, then I have to go and stay somewhere else. I'll not be able to follow without all these animal products. I told him, no, son, don't worry. We will make healthy and tasty food. And if you need anything extra, since you're not convinced, you're free, but I'll prepare you healthy food. So, and then not only this, my husband and myself, we have determined, because we are convinced, because this time, this health program that we are attending is not just giving us the food, but with the lectures. So we are convinced that this is the right thing to do and this is the right time to do. So we are convinced, so with conviction we are planning to follow these principles, health principles taught by us, by Mrs. Chow, by Ms. Joy, and from the testimony of the other friends from Korea also, we are fully convinced. And then one more thing that also inspired me is Mrs. Chow. You know? Oh, sorry, Mrs. Choi. Mrs. Choi. Okay. How she can deliver the lecture and the messages. My friends are laughing. How she can deliver the messages from memory, that is really something that I have never seen in my life, in anyone. So what I realized was that what I'm convinced, I don't know whether you feel the same way, I feel that God is using her to bring this message in these last days for us. The message that is given by God to Ellen White, God is using her to throw more light on them, to us, so that we can understand better. Because many of us, we read the writings of Ellen White, but we are not convinced. But when we hear through Mrs. Choi, we are more convinced. So I feel God is using her. She is blind, but how she can deliver this message so convincingly in such a way that we can understand. My husband and me were really inspired. And then I cannot boast that I have met Jesus, yes, but I have been inspired by Mrs. Choi that I should meet Jesus. So I am determined not only to follow the health principles that she has taught us, but also to study the Bible more so that I also can meet Jesus like her and be completely changed, so that I also can carry the three angels' message. So this is my testimony, and I would like to thank the Maker Hills team, all of them, Mrs. Choi, Ms. Joy, and then Brother Vinod, and our two sisters also have come. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to come here. I know it's not easy to come like this, but we would like to thank you. May God bless you. May God continue to use you so that you can be of more blessing to other people. Thank you.
Okay, good evening everybody, and thank you so much for giving me this time to share my testimony. So before telling the changes that I've experienced both physically and spiritually, I would like to share how I got here, first of all, because I'm all the way from Tura. Okay, so actually for the past many months I was going through various kinds of sicknesses. When I was young, I hardly get sick, and I was not admitted to hospital even once also. I have never experienced getting hospitalized. But I don't know, it is because of my age or it is because of my weight, but I somehow started to get sick. Not big sicknesses, but I started to get ear pain, and I went to an ENT, and I got checked, and he gave me so many medicines. I had to continue the medicine for a week or so. Then as soon as my ear got healed, I got another problem, diarrhea, which was not getting healed. Again, I had to take, it was a severe diarrhea, it's not getting healed, and I had to take medicine for some, I think about 2 weeks. Then as soon as my stomach got fine, I got some other ailment, okay, gynecomastia. It was nothing. Some people say this is nothing, but there was a swelling in my chest, okay, left side. I had to take medication for that. And after that, I got nerve pulls and numbness in hands and legs. I was already getting fed up taking all kinds of medication non-stop, okay, so I was like, I was actually tired of eating medicine. So I started to develop interest in health. Okay, I don't know much about natural healings, so I started to find out ways like what is good naturally. Then I also started to hear about New Start, but I don't know where can I learn about New Start. So someone, I don't know who introduced me to this. I think Auntie Betty had told me about Maker's Heal that was going to come. So I was excited, but I missed in RAA. So I made sure that I don't miss in Shillong. So I came, and I had a wonderful experience here. Physically, there are many changes that I have experienced. First of all, I'm still on medication, but as Mrs. Choi had instructed, you can take 3 days medicine, and then you can stop the medicine. So I did as she had suggested, and I didn't feel any changes, or I didn't have the numbness come back. And as soon as I came the first time, my weight was, the measuring instruments were giving different results. So when I first came, it was 89. At home it was showing 88. Here it's showing 89, okay. So that is quite a big amount. I was overweight. And my BP was, it was quite normal, so I didn't check. It was 125 by 70. First it was 140 by 90, then the next day it came down to 125 by 70. Okay, then my sugar level was 128, I think so, yeah, 128. So the next day there was not much drop in the weight, but the following days and till now I have, according to this instrument, I lost 6 kgs. Okay, 6 kgs, that was a big amount. I'll tell you why it's a big amount. Because from June, I was health conscious and I started to jog. Actually, I started to jog, and just before coming for this program, I had been always conscious about my health. I was jogging and doing all kinds of exercise. But more than 6 months have passed, and I lost 3 kgs, and again I increased, again I lost 2 kgs. So I was like only up and down, only within these 3 kgs. But here I lost in 1 week, 6 kgs. That's a big achievement. And so I lost a lot of weight, and I checked. I was not so sure. I was not convinced with this instrument, so I checked in 2-3 instruments, and all were giving different results. Okay, some were giving I lost 6 kgs, some other places showing I lost 8 kgs. So I don't know. But one thing was certain, that I was losing weight, and this taught me that don't listen to the instruments. Just know that you are losing weight and you are getting better. And spiritually speaking, as we continue this health principle, I'm very sure many people will tell all kinds of comments. They'll give it's not right for you, and some may say that you should eat more or something. They would give all kinds of advice. But I think we should not listen to these advices, and God's principle is the best principle. And I would also like to mention one interesting thing. Just a few days back, I went with some of my friends, Namstrang and others. We went to purchase clothes and I did not bring sufficient clothes, and I went to buy a T-shirt. Okay, so when I reached home, I showed the new T-shirt to my wife, and she says, "What size?" And I said, "It's large." Okay, then she says, "Why did you buy large? You should buy extra. You wear extra large." Then only I realized I wear extra large, because I didn't do a trial in the shop also. Then I think most men do forget, and I do forget. I don't know the size of my clothes sometimes. Then she said, "This is the reason why you should not go shopping alone," she said. But when I tried it, it was fitting so well. So that is also one experience that I faced, physical changes in my body. I'm so blessed to be among you all experience this wonderful teaching. And my wife, I keep on sharing every day when I go back home. I tell about the changes that I'm experiencing, both physical as well as spiritual. And she gets excited, though she couldn't attend. And she was telling, "Please ask Mrs. Choi and those other team about my problem." She's on medication. She's having this thyroid problem. I think many women do have thyroid problems. She's taking medication for that. Then I told her, "No need to ask them. There is only one way of curing. That is follow the principle." Okay, so I told her that, and she was happy. Okay, you have too confidence. She says that I'm saying no. It's God's principle is simple yet very effective. Amen. So that is one thing that I would like to share. And coming to spiritual side, I think before coming to this program, I wasn't expecting a lot of spiritual messages. I came with the intention to feel better physically. I knew that there would be some spiritual message, obviously, because it is organized by an Adventist individuals. But when I came here, I learned that it was more about spiritual than it's about physical. And the messages that I received was really a blessing. I think I found Jesus, even though I was born and brought up in Adventist family, I found Jesus when, about 17 or 18 years back. First love, they call that in Bible. And I lost this first love, and I think I want to find again after listening to Mrs. Choi's message. And the testimony that you all has given is really touching, and it shows that how much you are close to Jesus. Sister Some of our Korean friends, though they did not speak much, they give their testimony and they don't speak every day. But just by seeing their smile, I know that they have close connection with Jesus. Okay, I had mixed feeling before coming about fasting because I never fast, like what some of you have experienced. But when I fast, it's a miracle that I never felt hungry. And now, also I do have mixed feeling, how will I manage? Because I have been eating, carelessly eating anything, eat any time, anywhere. We don't give rest to our stomach. But I think this first experience has taught me that I'm very sure that the second also will be good. I don't know much about fruits and vegetables, what kind of fruits we get in which year, and I don't even know the names also. I am not a kind of person who cooks and find out about fruits. But I'll go back with the intention to learn and follow God's principle. I've learned one thing is that it is while we fast and see miracles happening among us, I see many of our friends, brothers, their sugar level came down. They're so excited. And my weight came down. Someone else's also weight came down. And as we fast, I learned one lesson, that is, it's better to be empty than to be full, both physically and spiritually. Just as how we emptied our stomach and feel much better, I think spiritually also we need to empty ourselves and allow Jesus to work and fill. Jesus himself came, leaving everything he left his throne in heaven and he came down empty. And he emptied himself every time he fasted before his work, and he went back also after being crucified. So spiritually I'm so touched. Even this morning's message was so beautiful. We have heard many times about Mary, through whom God worked, and through whom Jesus came into this world. But even Mary had to empty herself. Otherwise she could have been accused of committing adultery, and she did not care about it and followed Jesus faithfully. So these are some beautiful messages that I have learned. I'm so thankful to God for such a wonderful message. I did not mention my name. My name is Milton. Okay, I think the least of all who serve as God's instrument. Most of you are working, dedicated your life. I do not heal and I do not preach also. But I think I can make a difference. Thank you.
I have to translate for before I go into learn. Mr. Milton said, I am the least in serving God. But what I know is, for many years now, he is a director of the Partner Club in Tura. May God bless you. Greetings to you all.
Ngawan hang ni dakajingaj but namar ngalas ngo jenjar pala ban sumari ikpaki khun changa.
I came here with great faith because I was really struggling caring for my husband who is sick.
Kamtam haka shed, kamtam haka bam.
Especially in providing healthy food for him.
Mar ngadai gabriu ka bamdan jing nang jing start.
Because I am not much, I don't know much. So because I am not so educated, she's saying.
Te ngayos ngaw na pastor Barnabas, pastor Siming, iong yang ngaman hakto kasi ang pila banwan iwan visit sa iyong jonga. Te ang pila banwan ban join ya kanaka workshop mo.
She learned about this Maker Hills program from Pastor Zumik when he came in to visit them, to visit her husband. He said, do you want to join this Maker Hills seminar?
Tenang tanga kat bangaya osngong tanga ang ni ngadai ban lej tamba kumno kan ngan lej ngan e lok janga marwai dan ban manuru ban yara ban paj lem yi.
So she was thinking, yes, I would like to come and learn how to about this Maker Hills, but who will take care of my husband because he is bedridden?
Te ka khun khaddo janga ka tre hapo ni grim ka dei ka nos te iang ba mai phila ban lej join ngan le man miet idei duty man miet ti ang phila ban lej join ya kane e papa marwai nang tangan sa wan pat mga hadin ngan sa pej mga hi papa.
So my daughter who was working in the hospital, she said, Mommy, since I'm having night duty, you go and join this in the daytime, I'll take care of him.
Nang ta tengala kwa sisang kwa bakamiet kan sai no.
So,
Kwa bakamiet kan sai no bangan yo ban snga ban join ya kaneka seminar.
So that day she wanted the night to end soon so that she can come and join the Maker Hills seminar.
Te step haka Sunday ngaklem yo lat bangan wan te ngayo ban haka Monday.
I didn't get the privilege to attend on Sunday, but I came from Monday morning.
Te nga i lok tanga ngalap dap penbiang ngalap dap pensyong i wheelchair ngalap dap ai bam ngalap dap barok na dong sadang ngalap dap pen napkin everything ngalap dap te nang tang nga pensyong i hapo wheelchair ngabo i hapo baranda.
So before I could come on Monday, I did everything that I could for him, like cook food for him and then put napkin for him and made him sit on the chair in the veranda. I was late on that first day, on Monday.
Tengala snowdo shisha yaki ay kibab layo hakas ni Sunday but men step shwa bangan wan mga.
So I felt a great loss that I had missed the seminars on Sunday and Monday morning.
Te ngasuan lakawan na kajingay hanray pila yatib hi ang akalat ban yato kerteng ngaday Mrs. Rinky te pila yatib hi nga ngamdan jingnang jing start ngasuan lakawan siyang tang banga ak badit kumbanang pareng.
Actually I came with great faith, but I know with great faith that I can learn something, even though I don't know, I'm not so much educated and I don't know English, but even though I act as if I know English very well.
Nangta tengah ngasong tay bun sin ngakeli nakipara kasi nang ngasong bat ki nuki kasi mayala bantang kumno pi
Saying because I could not understand so much, so when I sit with other Khasis, I used to ask them, hey, how kumno pimot are you?
Lang kumno kata kamut kumno.
Oh, okay. So some of the lectures I could not understand. So
many is not some.
Many. Many. So I would have to ask my neighbors who are Khasis, what did they say? What did they say? English? Okay.
Tenang ta.
So she had to ask her neighbors, what did they say? Like that.
Tenang ta. Ngasngong shisha bakane ka seminar ngadayo shisha ka jingkerku ka bangam la syu ban batay yakiweng. Tang bahak mensiam jonga ngasngong mdan spa mdan hajar mdan pau ngayo ka jingkerku nakane ka seminar wat lang am sngo thok baharu hanrai ngasngong bangadayo shisha ka jingkerku hadu kata-kata.
So I have gained great blessing through this seminar, even though I had language problem a little bit. So, but I had gained rich blessing through this seminar.
Ito kipatip bai lok tanga idan isu tiak baik apa cing tiak imla su ban ke imla su ban syang barot nadang sedang hap ban sumari I te ngala suba I na mentan lek sabaru ngasuba I mentan lek sepo toilet ru ngasuba I te ngala panglut kini ngala panglut kini ki lebong ki kejap jongah.
Those of you who know my husband's case, you know that he cannot go anywhere on his own. So if he has to go to the toilet also, I have to carry him. If he wants to sit on the veranda, also have to carry him on my back to take him to the veranda to sit. So my shoulders and my body also start to pain.
Sedang pang kenika kejap jongah mentala nado February, last February.
From February, this side of from my hip to my leg is paining.
Nangayang kumto na po basyong ngahap niya ko.
When I get up, I have to limp and walk.
But dakakamba kabapla kabablay ule yang nama bangakwa si sabanwan na dokumensiam tang arsni mentam lilesu ngalajan.
By God's grace, through attending this Maker Heals program, now for 2 days I don't have any more pain and I can walk.
Mentang very easy to carry for my husband. Nangta menemien kikun jangan ngayale kat bala bangan pen lam yaki kumno ban bam klem pniang namar ngin long kibru ki ba shat baklan ki imaite isu ak ngin nya pai kai kat nu in la ban bam.
I was convinced that this cooking without oil is very good for health, so I'm planning to implement in my family and follow. And so follow and implement. And so when I told my 2 daughters, I said, "Oh, Mommy, now you're saying with so much confidence, like acting. But we know very well that after some time you will not be able to follow this diet."
Te menemit kakun khaddo changa kalek kumto. Hey, kum ani shisha. Imay kane man shwa ka atha man tam don shu. La ja lut hela ja. Ila rai kho shisha man tangan thet patalan ni may.
So last night her daughter was touching her back, and he said, "Oh, mommy is slim now. So now I can buy one new pant for her."
Nangta te yang hata ka ong ta khaddo ka ong ni ai ngoi shisai ublai mai ngata ai ngoi shisai ublai ba phila la ban bam klum phniang hnrei phitip ngathiet phniang hayeng katu katin kebakhat san letar ngabam lai banai ngabam phniang wati pastoran kiru nga ai phniang.
So he says that my daughter was saying that I don't think you can. I thank God that you are convinced not to use oil in your diet, because what happened is that in their family they used to buy a 15-liter tin of oil, and that one in 3 months they used to eat. Even though her husband is a stroke patient, he's been cooking the same kind of food with a lot of oil.
Nagtakadaw nga sngungu pan aingu ublay ba betin linti nga bangala pan yolat banwan ban atan ya kaneka meeting te kanlong kajing ku nak minta kayeng kasam jonga bat sngo baha ban ya dwai lem nak minta I lok jonga bat nak minta ka khun jonga nam thai nam ta ki khun ki ti jonga bat bangan la ru bangan no isendan kadok.
I thank God that He has brought me for this Maker Heals program, and I request you that you'll pray for my family so that we can follow these principles and this diet, and most important also that we'll be able to live meat eating completely.
I'm Nibel Shahpasi. I've given my testimony yesterday, but let me just say a few words. I thank the Three Angels Medical Mission International. I think that is name is given to the organization, and also the Maker Hill seminar. So I really feel that there is a big change that have taken place in me and my family who are here. Okay, I've been told by my father when I was in 9th standard. When I came home, he said, "Daughter, I think from now on there'll be no more meat and you better not eat meat anymore." Because I've learned that in the last days, people of God will not eat meat anymore. And I was trying to be obedient to my father, and I did quit meat for a few years, maybe 2 years also. I went to a wedding of my cousin. I did not eat meat, my father did not, and they looked at us, they looked with a different face to us. But then I ate again. And then when my husband and I got married, before we got married, he told me our family will not have meat in our family. And I said yes. But that didn't work either. And last year when Dr. Ronald Robbins came to this church, he taught us again that we should stand up and make a commitment that we'll not eat meat. And I did stood up again. I feel guilty about it, but now I really understood that my body is a temple of God and that I should make it clean. Through this Three Angels Medical Missions, I understood that in every part of the Bible, the Three Angels message is being given, and that Jesus is the center of the whole Bible, and that Jesus is the center of everything, even my food, my body, my everything. I should be praising God, and I should be doing the will of God in my life. And I'm not saying that I will always be as strong as I am this week, but I'm praying, and this is the first step. I feel that it is the first step for me that I should be firm in Jesus Christ. I also realize that God's glory is being shown through Mrs. Choi. Though she is blind, and yet she could give us so much through her love for Jesus Christ. She had reflected her life to all of us, and including all of you. I find that all of you have shown that Jesus Christ is the center of everything. Thank you so much, and may the Lord bless you more abundantly. May as you go from here to other places, may Jesus Christ be reflected in your life. Thank you so much. I feel that this is a very, very precious week for all of us, especially for me.
I'm Ila Luikam. As soon as Pastor Roding Liana brought to me the paper about this Three Angels Medical Missions International, the Maker Hills, I was so excited. I went to his room and I asked him, "Pastor, can I also join this one?" And he said, "Yes, why not?" Then I went back. Again, I went to his room the next day and I asked, "Pastor, can we invite others from outside also who are not working in the office, in our same office?" He said, "Yes, that would be very good." So I invited few of my friends and they were interested when I showed them the paper through WhatsApp. But only one turn up, who attended regularly. That is Tempe, and the other one, the mother was supposed to come, but the daughter came and attended few days, but she didn't attend the whole meeting. But those who are not Adventists, they did not make it. So, but I want to say thank you so much for this program. I'm really blessed through this program. Last year when I was with my father-in-law in Imphal Hospital taking care of him, I had been suffering with my urine problem for more than a year already, so I went and consulted the urologist, and he told me something. There is nothing wrong with your urine thing, bladder and all, everything is normal. But there is something that you need to go and consult your gynae. So some growths are there in your womb. So that disturbed me so much, and because I have to go to washroom very often, frequent urination. I had very big problem with that one. It was disturbing me so much. So afterwards, when I came back here, I wanted to go straight to gynae, but I couldn't make it. I waited for so many months, and then just before this Maker Hills, I went for checkup. And then the doctor told me that I think there is no other way that we can help you. Medication will not help you. You have to undergo operation. You have to throw your uterus and your ovaries. So, but I really don't want to do that one. He prescribed me medicines, but I didn't buy, I didn't take. I was going through the internet, the natural way of healing. I wanted to help myself naturally. But when I saw this, I was so impressed, and I was so happy that I will be able to join this one. And I was so optimistic that this program is going to help me. So now as I started this program, my urine problem has improved so much, and I'm so happy for that. I really thank God. And now I realize that I need to follow this way of living, God's way of living, the food principles. So I'm going to follow it, and as I follow, I'm sure I don't have to throw my body, my uterus and my ovaries. God will surely help me completely, and I'll be able to keep all my parts of my body intact till the end. But this is going to be a great challenge for me, because I invited my husband to come and join this program, because he's a very heavy meat eater. So it's going to be a big challenge for me to prepare food at home. But I want all of you to pray for me and my family, so that all of us can happily follow God's way of living. Thank you so much.
I think I cannot express enough, for the blessings that I have received personally, even though I have missed here and there, because of my husband and daughter joining us so late, they could not come. But anyway, I have been sharing, and my husband is a very powerful meat eater. But as I think about it, of course, all of us, my children and myself, we try our best to convince him, but it's taking time. But then, in all of this endeavor, what I really learned is that with Jesus as our focal point, it can be possible. So we only have to pray, and then Jesus as a center in my life and in my family, I'm sure there will be change. And what I really learned, the biggest chunk from this seminar is that Jesus is the focal point. So if we put Jesus first, I think all of us, our struggle will be a lot less. It will be much more less. We can do it much better. And I personally have waited for this Maker Seminar for almost 2 years. So I thank God for making this a reality. And I'm sure all of us here, though some of them have left, have been blessed. And God will continue to bless us. And how I wish, how I pray that this Maker Heal team will spend at least half of their year, here with us in India, so that they can keep moving around and helping us out. We have so much of work. And actually, before I came here, I was in the field, went for Bible study. And what I just realized, what I learned is that in presenting health message, our focus, this one has to be completely different. Sometimes we present health message without Jesus. That's where we fail. So if we can present Jesus first, then the health message, then we will be successful. So thank you so much, Maker Hill team. I know Madam Choi and forgot her name. Mrs. Young. Yeah, Mrs. Young are not here, but please do convey that we really appreciate. God bless all of us and the team.
Yes, I really learned so many things. But I don't know now from where to start also, because I have learned so many things, I don't know how to start and from where to start. And the time is very limited also given. So anyway, one thing, I have learned so much for myself, but since I'm a man, I find it difficult to take this to my home. I'm thinking how to teach my children, how to teach my family members how to cook healthy food. Since I'm a man, I'm not a cooking man every day. So now I'm struggling in my mind how to do. But myself, yes, I learned so much. Huh? Yes, I encourage my wife. She's trying to attend, but since she's housewife, to say, she's find difficult time also to attend the whole day. So she didn't really attend, to say. Just she attend regularly for the food. Yeah, but not for the program. Anyway, I really learned so much. Here, our main church, they have arranged every Sunday to have a free checkup. Almost every Sunday, I went to check my BP, I went to check my sugar, and my BP is very high. One of the doctor, when I went for checkup, he said, with your age, your BP will never go down. Whatsoever will never go down. I said, then doctor, what to do? Then he start scratching and prescribed the medicine for me. He said, you have to take this BP medicine regularly from today. Have you taken any time BP medicine? I said, no. He said, then from today you have to start. Then for a while I keep quiet. Then I said, doctor, since I have not taken, I think it's not good for me to take this BP medicine. He said, with your age, you have to take, because it will never go down unless you take the medicine. I said, okay, wait. You cancel for today. Let me see for this week. I will try. Then he canceled. He said, okay, we'll see. Next month I will be again. Once a month. We are here, so next month you come again also. Then, before that time comes, this Maker Hills came. And I couldn't attend the first day, Sunday. I attend on Monday. I got 3 oranges because I'm very sour. 2 I got very sour. I just sucked the water only. But 1 I got very sweet. I swallowed. And lunchtime I got 2 apples. I was very happy. And then dinner actually looks like I'm not supposed to get. But somehow I got 2 bananas. And the instruction was, you take this banana, if you are to eat at 6 o'clock sharp, and you go to bed at 9 o'clock. I went home, waited for 6 o'clock to ring. At 6 o'clock sharp, I took one banana. Then, really difficult time. Waited for 9 o'clock to come. 9 o'clock rang. I said, since I wanted to attend this seminar, I have to follow strictly according to the instruction. So 9 o'clock, I went to bed. 11:30, I woke up. I find a hard time. I could not sleep anymore. I usually, when I woke up in the middle of the night, I have to quietly go to kitchen and get something. That night I could not. I don't dare to, because I have got the instruction from here that you have to stick to the time. So, one banana, 9 o'clock I went, 11:30 I woke up, I could not sleep anymore. 4 o'clock I woke up, I boiled water, I took water, 5 o'clock I went out for morning walk. The next day, when I came, morning, I got again, I don't remember exactly, I think apple. And that day I really feel, when I got up in the morning, I went for morning walk, I could feel the lighter of my body. My belly is really little slim. And when I come and check my BP, it's going down. From the time that doctor was suggested me to take medicine, my BP is very high. But when I came here the first day, the Tuesday, the next day, my BP started lower down. And my weight started lower down. And again, from day to day, till yesterday, my BP is going normal. 120/80. I'm very happy for that. And my weight is going normal, 55. I'm very happy and thankful for the Mega Heals. Because of Mega Heals, I really learned, and I'm learning, and I will try to follow the instruction, and with God's help, I will try to instruct my family, and we will try to follow it. May God continue to be with Mega Heals team as they move from place to place from time to time. May God continue to be with you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Well, I thought I'll never share.
You have to mention your name.
I know. Well, my name is Namstra. I'm a dentist. I'm working in the government of Meghalaya. At the same time, I have my own private clinic as well. So I'm working in two places. And my workplace is quite far from here. It is around 78 kilometers. So then I used to go to my workplace and I come back to Shillong and I work in the clinic from 3 o'clock till 7:30 every day. So let's go straight to the point. Brother Vinod, he has mentioned that physical changes and the spiritual changes, right? So then, the first time I came here, you gave us the form and we have to fill up. And the reason why you come here, right? And the reason why I come here was to gain knowledge. In the thing I wrote to gain knowledge. That's the only thing I fill up. So I thought I need to get a knowledge about how to eat properly and like everything. I don't know about the spiritual part yet. But then I seriously get a lot of knowledge and very thankful for that. So I thought I need only the knowledge. So I didn't realize that I need other things. In order to make it short, I have written down here. So then, despite of that, I thought I was very healthy and my weight was okay. I was 64 kilos. And for my height and for my age, I was 64 kilos was okay. So, but still then Mrs. Joyce, she gave me two days fruit fast. And I was thinking I may not be able to stand this 2 days fruit fast because even before I have tried to do fruit fasting, but I used to eat lots of fruits. So then, but then I realized that after eating on the first day, I ate the fruits, but then I never felt weak. So that was the first thing I realized. And now the physical changes. So as I told you, I used to go for work to my workplace 3 days in a week. So, but this time also I went for work. And after I come back from work, I used to work in the clinic. But before I work, I make sure that I sleep first because I used to be very tired. But this time, when I go for work, I'll come back from work and I don't even need to sleep anymore. I just come back from work directly, and I was just working in the clinic directly, and I don't even take rest at all. Throughout the work till 7:30, I didn't take rest because my work finished at 7:30. But till 7:30, I wasn't taking any rest at all. I was just eating only the fruits and drinking only just the water. And not only that, there was one evening, one of my friend's uncle died, so I have to go for the funeral. So then I finished my work at 7:30 from the clinic, and we had to go to one village. It's quite far from Shillong, around, not so far, around 40 minutes drive. So then I went driving, and on the way I have to pick my friend as well. So I was going, and after clinic I still feel very exhausted. But then I was driving and I was feeling so funny. I was not feeling tired at all, and I was laughing all alone because I was feeling so funny. I didn't feel tired at all. So these are the physical changes. Not only that, previously I'm a dentist, so almost every year I used to go. We have a lot of seminars and conferences. I used to attend so many things, and our seminars usually start at 10 o'clock and and around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening. And every time after the seminars over, we used to feel very exhausted. And throughout the day they used to give us a lot of food. They'll give us like snacks and give us lots of and the food also like lots of meat they used to give us. And like at the end of the day, we used to be so exhausted. But this is the first time I'm attending a seminar from 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're attending till 4 o'clock, 4:30 or 5. But I used to go at 4:30 since I have to go to the clinic, so I used to go at 4:30. But then with very less food. But then even after the end of the clinic, after the end of the seminar, I'm never tired. I used to go back to the clinic straight away, and I work. And I have an assistant. I have 2 assistants, and they're very shocked. Every time I go to the clinic, whether I'm coming from home or going from anywhere, I make sure that I sleep in the clinic because I have a bed, a room for taking rest. So I sleep there for 30 minutes or sometimes for 1 hour first. Then only I work. But this time, I don't even take rest. And instead of sitting around, I'll be walking around. If there are no clients, I'll be walking around. So these are the. I have so many things to share, but I don't want to make it so long. So these are the physical changes that that has changes in me. Not only that, now I get up early in the morning. As soon as I get up in the morning, I boil water, and while I'm boiling the water, I do other things like brushing my teeth and go to the toilet and everything. After that, I take bath and I clean my room. So these are the changes. My room is very clean now. The other day my friend came and she was my girlfriend also was there, and my friend, one of the friends and her boyfriend also came. So 4 of us, and she was like, "Wow, your room is so clean." My room was never used to be so clean. I was not so dirty. Okay, I'm quite clean only. But then this time it became really clean. People are surprised. So this spiritually, I was dying. Alright, spiritually I was dying. But then this seminar has woke me up. And previously, I have stopped sharing about the Word of God to anyone. I don't want to come to spiritual part actually. But still then recently, I have visited so many of my friends. I visited my friend over there. He has a clinic, and many of my clients, they come to the clinic, and many of my friends they call me for some other things. But then I have started sharing about the seminar, about the food, the healthy living, and everything. And at the end of the day, at the end of my topic, I always tell them how important God is in our life. So that is the spiritually, there's so many things, but I don't want to share because I'll get emotional. So appetite-wise, appetite changes. So the extra changes is appetite. I used to eat lots of meat, and food-wise, I used to eat 4 times in a day, and sometimes 4 times I used to eat meat only, because I stay alone and I eat outside every day, and I eat meat 4 times in a day. Sometimes 3 times, but most of the time 4 times meat. So then, so much meat. But then, and previously, if anybody, we have potluck in the church, sometimes, and we have our youth, we used to have potluck, and if they have vegetable potluck, I never come. I never want to eat vegetables. So I want to, but even then, I still want to gain some knowledge. So then, so I don't like veg curry actually, but so that's why on the first 2 days of seminars, I still sit there, and I'll be thinking about the meat. And I really used to feel hungry, I really used to feel hungry thinking about the meat. But then, this seminar has brought a lot of changes in my appetite. That yesterday was Sabbath, and during the divine service, I was thinking about the vegetables, and I was thinking about the vegetables, and I was feeling hungry, So this is a lot of change. I love cooking. And I used to cook, if I come to our president's house, sometimes I used to cook, Pastor Legdo's house, I used to come and cook. So then, I used to come and I used to cook at home. If I go to friends' places also, I used to cook. So I love cooking. And most of the time, I cook only the meat. And, the meat also, if I cook, it's not like anybody's recipe. It's my own ideas, and I cook, everything I made up in my mind, and I cook it. So nobody really taught me how to cook because I don't stay at home. I don't learn from my parents. So this time, I think from Wednesday or Thursday, I started changing, and I started thinking how to cook vegetables. And now I'm really thinking how to cook vegetables, and I don't know. Let's see. That's why I'm thinking. My friend Hamadan out there, he is a vegetarian, and previously I cannot call him for lunch because we used to have lunch at my place during Sabbath afternoons. I couldn't call him because he's a vegetarian. But yesterday I told him, I think next time you can join me. So then next Sabbath I'm thinking I'll call my friends and we'll have lunch at my place again. And I'm thinking how to cook. But the thing is that now since I have learned the principles, how to cook, I'm thinking I can create my own curries, I can create my own dishes, how to cook. So in this way, I'm so blessed by this team, and I wish I can really talk to Mrs. Choi. I really want to talk to her, but I want to shake hands with her, but I couldn't do it. So then at the same time, I'm very happy that Joy is there to translate everything. So I'm really thankful, and I really am inspired by your testimony. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hamadan, and I'm also in the medical field. And currently doing my internship here in Civil Hospital Shillong. So initially I thought this program was not for me. Anyways, I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for almost 3 years, and I thought I've been practicing, so it would just be the same. And so, but yes, nevertheless, I was part of the team who got the BP measurement, checked the sugar, and then I thought that would be it, and then I would have nothing to do. So after the checkup that we had, I went back home, but I saw my parents coming back and then they were excited. So I thought to myself, why would I miss this excitement? And then on the other hand, they were also encouraging me, you should go. And so I thought, anyways, I will have to go to the hospital, and then, I won't be free. I would miss most of the lectures, most of the learning. But my mom said, let me go and ask if they would allow you, then you can enroll. So my mom came and then she asked, and then they were like, yeah, bring him. And so I came and I enrolled myself. And then that was the beginning. And then the first devotion that we had, that really touched my heart. And then the next day. And then it was just getting deeper and deeper. And then I felt there was a change in me. Yeah, like everyone shared that we had to go through fruit fast, and myself I had to go through 2 days of fruit fast. And the breakfast and the lunch was okay, but dinner was, I really started feeling weak. And then in my mind, my thoughts were not straight. I was feeling drowsy. And in my mind I thought, will I see tomorrow? But anyways, I went to bed that night. And then the next morning I felt good. And then the second day of fruit fast was also good. I struggled, but I felt good. And that was when I remembered the lecture when Mrs. Choi said that your body starts to recover when you sleep at night, when you take rest. So I understood the importance of rest. And since then,
my thoughts have started to clear. I really have this problem of having bad thoughts. But since then, I have started to have control over my thoughts. And even my mood started getting better. And physically, I am also feeling much much better. I was always 60 kilos, but lately I am 56 kilos. So more or less, I have lost about 3 to 4 kilos. And everyone, when I went to church this Sabbath, everyone felt my hand and they were like, "You're just skin and bone," and then they were laughing at me. But I know that what I had lost was all the waste that I lost, and now I am feeling good and I'm feeling better. Even if I'm thin, but I know that I have lost. What I've lost is just all the waste, and so I've gained a lot, and that is the physical aspect. And the spiritual aspect is each and every passing day, I felt that we are all getting closer to God. Personally, I felt that I am starting to have a connection with God. Previously, it would just be, just read the Bible or pray, but really not have a close connection with God. But lately, throughout this week, I have felt that God is really working something in my life, and He has a plan. And I'm sure He has a plan in all of our lives. And the very special thing about this seminar is it's not just about the health aspect. The health is just the bonus of following Jesus. It's just a bonus. And so when you give our life to Jesus, everything will just follow. The health, and then the you feel good, and then everything around you starts to change. And so that's one thing that I really like about this seminar, and I'd really like to thank the Maker Heal team as a whole, who showed their love and concern. We are just out here nowhere in India, but just in the corner, but you have given your effort, you have given your time the whole week to come over to our place and to really educate and to teach us. And I can see the genuineness in you all, and I really thank you all for coming over and sharing the love of God with all of us. Thank you.